Welcome to the Rookie Critic YouTube channel, and I just watched Solo, a Star Wars story, with my mom. Against her wishes, of course. She's heard bad things about it, and she's watched... I made her watch Star Wars The Last Jedi, and that might have crushed her and destroyed her soul.
Why you hate me?
I was getting you back for making me watch Fantastic Beasts, but I feel like this was a much crueler punishment. But I felt like you had to see this. You've seen the little Star Wars Han Solo short film that was much better than this whole movie.
I was expecting that.
Yes, but you were disappointed.
I was very disappointed.
Yes.
Very disappointed.
And for people that are watching this that don't know the channel, my mom just mostly remembers the original Star Wars. She doesn't pay attention to all the new stuff, really. I mean, she vaguely knows of some of them, and to her mind, like, if you say Rogue One or Jyn Erso, for all she knows, that's The Force Awakens with Rey and all the stuff. It just all goes together. It's forgettable to her.
I already don't know who you're talking about.
She wants to forget them as much as possible, but while watching, she is grinding her teeth, and this is without influence. It's just watching it on its own. So, Mom, just brief recap on your history with Star Wars.
Star Wars, I worked at the movie theater, Westgate Movie Theater, for a year before I would watch that movie. Sold out every show, and I did not want to become one of them.
One of the drones that just love Star Wars, because people back then would come out loving it.
I not thought maybe it sucked your brains out. I really didn't know what went on in there. I was nope.
Right, but you ended up liking it when you did go to see it.
I thought it was really good. It was so different. I really liked it.
Yep, and I know you sort of remember The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, but only if I say Ewoks, if I say the Han and Leia kiss or something, the Vader and Luke things, where he says "I love you," I know, and whatnot. But I know you remember some of these.
Some of those things, I couldn't tell you which movie it went to.
Yeah, so just for retrospect, she's not a complete Star Wars person like a lot of us in the community are. So she's not coming from any type of other area like that. Just a normal person, the average moviegoer that would see it in theaters anyway.
Working at the movie theater as a teen and...
Yeah, exactly.
Liked it. That was all.
So we just finished watching Solo, a Star Wars story. It's been on Netflix for a while, and I only watched it once in the theaters, once again on a watch party with world-class bullshitters, and just one more time for a review with my mom, because I think they're a little fun anyway because of how much we both can despise something. It's something quite interesting.
And I wanted to like it.
Yeah, she wanted me to not tell her how I felt about it so much because she wanted to have her own opinion of it.
Yeah, I didn't want to know.
So I kept my mouth shut while we watched the movie, and she's telling me to pause it so she can ask, why the hell did that happen? And why the hell did this happen? Why the hell did this happen?
I still don't understand. I couldn't hear half of it, so I don't even know.
Yeah, so what did you feel about Solo, a Star Wars story, after just watching it?
I'm still not sure what the story is.
Do you remember what happened in the film?
I remember I had to read stuff in the beginning. Lady
Proxima. I know, the dumbest...
Well, like Optima Prime is all...
Yes, Optimus Prime. Yes.
Yeah, which I saw brief little pieces of I haven't seen those Transformer movies. I only saw part of it. That must be what they're talking about. But then it reminded me, when she came up out of the water and started talking, it's not what I expected it to be. And all I could think of was...
Monsters, Inc.
Wazowski, yeah. Watching.
Always watching. Yeah, Wazowski. Yes.
That's all I could think of there. And then I couldn't believe, I kept waiting for that one to come back. Nope, that wasn't the most important bad guy.
We don't see that one again.
Yeah, that was stupid.
One of the many bad guys in the film, apparently.
Yep.
So then after that, though, we get to the little airport. So I'm going to call it the spaceport, but the airport, basically.
What confirmed where they were going is like, what? Okay, they're going to an airport.
They have the little energy fuel.
Well, stupid man picturing an airport. I forget we're in Star Wars world, not an airport.
Well, that's my bad for saying the words airport, but I figured that would make more sense to you.
Well, yeah, it just blended in my mind. I was like, oh, an airport. And I don't know. Then there were... Everywhere you turn, there's stormtroopers, and everyone's being harassed, and I don't know.
Yeah, everybody's oppressed, apparently.
And I don't know. It's like, I don't understand, and and then we stole the fuel stuff.
Chemical X is what I'm calling it. It's hydro fuel, but apparently that's super important in Star Wars now, even though in the original trilogy they never mentioned this before and never seemed like fuel was an issue, but in this apparently it's an issue.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Big deal.
And do you remember the dice? You know how important the dice is?
I still don't understand the damn dice. I'm waiting for them. They must open up and do something. They're a secret weapon.
Do you remember in The Last Jedi when Leia and Han and Luke and all, like with the dice? You know,
well, because you told me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. You
wouldn't have gotten what the point of that was.
No, I wouldn't have no clue. I wouldn't remember it at all. I would just think it's more of its wonderful, poor editing and cutting to stuff I don't care about. So.
Indeed, but yeah. So then they leave. So before they leave Corellia, Han gets separated from his girlfriend.
Okay, that's the name of that place. Okay.
Yeah, Corellia. Because in the original trilogy, he said that it's, one of those big Corellians,
One gets through and, whatever.
But then he gets his name.
Oh, yeah.
By a guy at a desk.
So, yes.
Who's your people? I don't have people. Han Solo.
Yeah.
Did we need to know how he got his last name?
Not really. I mean... I think he should have named himself or his friend, or Chewie should have named him or something.
Just like a name given to him, or
if he didn't have a real last name.
Or we just not need to know how he got his name, period.
It didn't. That a bad guy gave him a name. It was
just a random guy, too.
Whatever.
A bad guy, random guy. So. But anyway, so then it cuts from Corellia to the middle of a battle zone. Like they're supposed to...
flying through the air, he's landing in the middle of a fight.
Could you understand what was going on? I didn't pause at all during that scene and didn't explain anything until afterward.
No, I'm trying to listen. It's like, what? I don't know. It was like... It was a war movie war scene. But I couldn't tell who the bad guys were, except that they were, what is it? What are they, Imperial in this one? No, what do they call?
Yeah, they're stormtroopers, Imperials. They call them infantry. They refer to them as infantry in this.
And I guess it's confusing because they aren't wearing stormtrooper stuff. They're just regular people.
Yeah, they didn't seem to be in the regular white armor.
I think I ever saw that before.
No.
So that was weird. But then the Hunger Games guy is there.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson.
And all I think of his name is Woody from Cheers. So
which his name is Woody in real life as well, which is kind of funny. But.
Yeah. So he's in there. So I have a hard time and I just seen the Hunger Games because that was big old on one after the other. So I just seen that, and now he's on this, and he sounds the same.
Same character for all you know.
Yes. So that was hard because he's still trying to talk people into not killing everybody and helping, and I don't know.
But I mean, I guess in my opinion, he's one of the saving graces of the film. I mean, if he was if that was somebody else,
he's a good actor, and he did great. Where was the muddy place? Is that the same place? Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. He betrays Han and gets him. That's when Han gets to the monster or whatever they want. The beast,
they want to defeat him to the beast because he said he's a deserter.
Yeah, in the middle of a war. What do you mean you got a friggin' beast? I don't understand that.
And then, was it any surprise that it was Chewie?
Well, not if I tried to give it any thought. I was trying to even figure out what they were saying and doing. So
the movie is very fast paced. They don't really stop all that much.
And so anyway, I just couldn't figure out. I'm trying to figure out. Once you know it's Chewie, but Chewie ate people. What?
Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense that he would have eaten people, but it just seemed a little redundant that that's how he and him meet. And then did you like when Han went
Yeah, that
himself. Like, I know my brother laughed immensely during this point. He loved the film big time, which that's fine. But I rolled my eyes completely at this because.
Now, to me, I thought he was just kind of making I'm choking, drowning, gargling sounds, and Chewbacca thinks it's sounds similar to his own language. Are you saying something?
That would have been kind of fun.
And I was thinking it was going
on accident. He's just gargling on his own spit.
Right.
And he's like, huh?
Yeah, what? That's where I thought it was going. But that he actually spoke Wookiee and all of that. Why didn't he Wookiee talk sooner?
Well, why would that convince Chewie to not eat him if he's hungry?
Yeah, if he learned
what does it matter?
First person.
Because he understands English.
But all that mud was disgusting, and it was.
Really that's one of the smaller bad scenes, I guess. That was fine.
But I still like Chewie, no matter what.
Yeah, Chewie's the better character in this film, I would say.
I always liked Chewie. He's a better friend than Han is. Let's see. Oh wait, so they escape the mud pit, and then for some stupid reason he thinks that the other thieves are his buddies all of a sudden. Oh yeah, I'll come back. They're waiting for me, my friends.
Yeah, he called them his friends, even though they just put him down there on purpose because they want to get rid of him.
So I didn't understand that, unless he thought his good looks were going to get him back on this. I don't know.
Did you feel that?
I liked the little how many armed guy that was.
Yeah, that seems to be everybody's favorite character.
I liked him.
We call him the 8th guy because we don't remember his name because he doesn't live that long and isn't very important, but we liked him.
Yeah, I liked him.
He was fine.
I blinked when he got hurt. I didn't see that part. Apparently
yeah, I think a stormtrooper or something barely got a shot somewhere in and got his arm or something, and he's like, oh, that killed him.
And so,
after a little bit. But did you feel like the guy who was playing Han Solo, did that feel at any moment kind of like Han Solo at all to you?
There were brief little moments when expressions or his sound of his voice would kind of remind me. It would sound like a Han, and then it would go away.
Quickly goes away.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Did you like the train heist scene?
Okay. Snowpiercer was it reminded me of that. I don't understand why there was a train because I'll say no.
Because it's in space, and why would they need a train on a random planet with a random mountain to transfer fuel? Why not in a spaceship?
Valuable.
Why would the Empire need to set this up?
And volatile cargo, and there's all those hovering, floating things that go everywhere, so I don't understand.
Yeah, you're supposed to remember them because they were in one of your movies. Remember the one? Yeah. There's one probe droid that went down to the Hoth cold planet, the snow planet, and Han and Chewie kill it. They destroy it. So they wanted to show these in there for some reason for nostalgia.
The flying jellyfish.
Yeah, the bam.
Yeah, the flying jellyfish things that I can't remember them. Yeah,
apparently they're attack bots now.
Okay.
In this
they're
one,
they're just flying jellyfish.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that's what they were because they're the long thingies hanging down. No, it was the train. It went on forever, didn't it? I thought it did.
Did you feel any suspense during that scene when Chewie or Han looked like they could be in danger?
Oh, every time the train turns and goes sideways and everyone half falls off but manages to hang on. Don't ask me how. They are just amazing. Except the other guys have magnet boots or weighted boots or something. I don't know. No, because I didn't understand what anybody was doing. And then infant nest. What? Infant nest like babies?
Infest nest? I don't know if that's the proper name. They kind of mumble the name out.
I don't know. I
something
think infants,
nest.
They're like children. I don't
Infest nest. I don't know what it's called either, really. But okay. They try to get the score as well, the fuel. More fuel. That's what they're trying to steal.
And I didn't understand. I mean, okay. I don't know. I didn't understand that. The one lady blows everything up and everything blows up and I thought they got what they wanted and apparently I missed the part where they didn't get
that's what blew up the mountain.
Well, I thought she was in a different part. I thought they had the other part.
They did, but then they both dropped it. And so it exploded.
I missed that part, I guess.
You looked down.
I did. I
looked down, and then they cut to Woody Harrelson at a little grave he made up to
I
mourn
could have been rolling my
chick.
eyes or something at that and missed it.
Well, a lot happens in this movie, yet nothing happens in this movie, so that makes sense.
So she's dead, and
he punches Han in the face.
Yeah.
And then they work together. He's like, okay, I guess we're fine. And then they go to the wannabe cantina.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
With the singing fish guy and...
Oh, the lady with this... Yeah.
And his girlfriend's there.
Right, the floating fish tank and the...
Yeah, what'd you think?
That's where they go and gamble.
No.
What else?
No? That's not where they gambled. Do you not remember this part?
I'm trying to remember what happened.
Remember the floating fish head? Remember this his girlfriend's there, but she's got the brand.
Okay.
And then they talk business about...
Oh! No, first, one flashback to that stupid war scene. The music. I have to say, the music. I'm sorry, I'm going way back to the battle...
That's fine.
...thing. And they had music that was out of a campy... It sounded just like an old movie on TV. I thought for sure that we were going to pan back and be inside a movie theater and watch people watching a movie, is what I thought. Okay, I had to say that. All right, back to the
cantina place.
Cantina. Nope, it's fading.
Sorry if this is a less entertaining review than The Last Jedi one. See, The Last Jedi one, there was more things I think that stood out that were annoying to be able to point out, or things of note. In this film, it's so boring and long that it's hard to remember what happened for the most part. Hard to care. Yeah. I've seen it a few more times, so I remember more of the stuff as we're talking. But I'm trying to... The look on my mom's face right now is that of wonder and confusion of which movie was this?
What happened?
And just to be frank, it's not like she's an old lady that's got senile or nothing. No. She can watch movies and remember things just fine and do things. But when it's certain movies that just aren't that good, just go right past her head and are just like, well, okay, that was dumb. It seems. And I can't make up this stuff because I wouldn't have thought of the theater thing or the, always watching Wazowski.
That's the first thing I thought of.
Because that's not how I think. And that's what came to her mind.
Exactly.
Not mine.
All I pictured. But, so what? He's going around. She gets her drink. They look at the wrist. So we got to see the brand on her wrist. And...
Yeah, they tell you more than once that she belongs to the guy.
And the guy has just killed
regional governor, which is weird because in A New Hope, in your Star Wars, they mention that the regional governors are in charge of their territory, like meaning that they're part of the empire. He just killed an imperial guy basically, but they don't really they kind of brush that under the rug that even happened, but whatever. So then they get assigned on a mission to find more fuel.
Oh, because they were trying to explain why they lost the stuff.
Yeah, so they have to go get more fuel, but they need a ship. Battle bots, you remember those?
Oh, the battle bots! They were exciting, weren't they? I couldn't believe it.
Now we're at the gambling place.
Okay, so this was the more raunchy place. The other place was a more high class. This is where we gamble and see Lando, and then they're funny, supposed to be funny, lady robot. What? I don't know.
L3.
L3. Yeah, whatever. Okay.
Femputer, basically. Yes.
I just think, okay, yes, robot rights and all.
How'd you feel about that in your Star Wars movie? What did that make you think of?
You didn't like it because I just said Dobby.
Well, yeah, she throws insult to Dobby almost by comparing the two, by saying like, oh, it's sympathy for rights and stuff, but at least Dobby had actual hardships.
Well, yeah, I like Dobby, but that's what it
and he
reminds
wasn't
me
advocating
of.
for whatever they were, house elves' lives and stuff, but they're actually a living being that's actually sentient.
Yes.
And having the droids just say this in a Star Wars film was so bizarre, especially with the social climate things are at right now. It just seems so out of place to have in Star Wars. Like, why is that there? But for you, I mean, I just imagine you're like, why is it talking about freedom?
Yes. Well,
it's a droid.
And how many... Okay, I just should have asked in the beginning. How many years early is this before my Star Wars?
They don't say. They just say the Empire is ruling at the moment, and it's 3 years later, and then that's all the time that we get told.
We only get the 3 years.
So it's somewhere between a 20-year gap. Somewhere within there.
I was curious. So, all right, let's see what torture now. Oh, God, it was so awful. So boring.
See, in ways, this is almost worse than The Last Jedi, because at least in The Last Jedi, we can get angry about some stuff. But
the
with
stuff was
this,
so horrible.
But with this, it's hard. This is a very boring review compared to the last one.
It was just so boring. It was so just bland. And I mean, I didn't.
Not so many things were horrible. It was just boring.
Well, so much talking stuff. The music was so loud, and the fighting was so loud. But then they talk, and I can hardly hear what they're saying. Then I didn't even know what they were saying, because they were referring to stuff I don't know. So
yeah, she, like, as a normal moviegoer, she doesn't really get half the references they're talking about, or who they're talking about, or why they're doing this now.
You got to go to 12 places to get the one thing you wanted. So all these...
Yeah, in order to get his girl back, he needs to join the Empire. In order to, with joining the Empire, he needs to find Chewie and then the Thief Club. And then the Thief Club needs to go do a job for the guy to get the fuel, to go to the space, to go and get the ship.
And it was annoying that he just had a girlfriend at all, that he cared that much about.
How do you think Han would be when he's younger?
He's just going to be a player. He's just going to be out. Just... love him and leave him, He's not going to be tied down to anybody, and nobody's going to expect him to be tied down. Because he's a, adventurer, a flyboy, he's out there just going around doing his own thing.
Yeah, how would you think a Han Solo movie should have gone?
I wanted him and Chewie together. I wanted to have fun with those guys, and Lando, let's just do something fun, and I don't know. But I mean, you'd get to know, I like Chewie a lot. And
yeah, Chewie's the best thing that most people get out of the whole film. It's like, we could have almost had it be a Chewie movie. And that would have been a more entertaining film.
Much better. Lando, I don't understand what they did to him, but...
I mean, most people say that he did okay as Lando. Most people kind of like him. They like the guy that played him, he was all right, but you didn't even know that some of the people that worked on the film were claiming that Lando is pansexual and has things for robots.
Yeah, you had to tell me all that, because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know any of that, and I just thought, well, okay.
When L3's talking with Kira about the stuff that she and Lando do, that she was like, well, that's kind of weird that she's saying that Lando has a crush on her.
Well, I thought if they were just trying to make it, she's just a humorous robot, droid or whatever you want to call it, that was just its character, like C-3PO has, his character. So she's the one that's just, oh, well, he likes me. I know he does. But no, I wouldn't have him. It just wouldn't work, and it's...
Mm-hmm. I feel like if that's like one of the lines that she said, and that was where she said it, that's fine. But throughout the stuff leading up to that, the droid rights and freedom and all the talking, and then she said there's a few lines that I know you missed that she said.
Sure,
that was like, do that thing you did before. Like she looks at him. There's so many implications that they throw in with her and Lando that is very annoying. Especially when you go in knowing what the guy said about Lando and how they want him to be pansexual. It's like if you were to just watch it and not know that, maybe you could go by just looking at him normal, but then you have to look at him differently because they tell you to look at him differently. And
yeah, well, I couldn't. It still went right over my head.
That's good then. I think that's good that it went over your head because that makes it less worse for you.
And
great.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, if you hadn't have told me any of that, I still didn't even really see it. Because stuff went on forever.
This is a really long movie, yes. We go to the Kessel Run.
At least the other one had crazy, weird crap. This was just a lot of boring stuff.
They go to the Kessel Run and they get the fuel that they need, and then they're trying to leave, and L3 creates a droid riot.
Oh yeah, she cuts the restraining thingy off of the one and says something to it that I don't know what she said.
She said, "Go, come on, you're free. Free your brothers and sisters," or something. And
just give her some space. Go do something, whatever.
Yeah, and then all the droids get free of their restraining bolts and
start
revolt against them apparently and destroy everything, because that's what happens when things go right. Apparently, destroy everything. That always works.
Yeah.
And then Chewie frees some Wookiees, and that was fine. But
yeah. Well, yeah, I like so Chewie sees the Wookiees being tortured or whatever by the captor people. Anyway, whoever they are. I was very disappointed in Han not going with him to help those other Wookiees.
You wanted them to be side by side?
Yes. That would have made a better bond for friendship and such. Chewie's always got his back. Always.
And then Han says, "Do it yourself."
Yeah. Well, good luck. Maybe we'll see you soon.
People would argue, well, he's got to go get the fuel things to the guys. Well, no, there's other Wookiees there that could,
it wouldn't be the first time he didn't exactly stick to the plan.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure if he left the fuel things for a sec, could have gone right back to it. Or if he helped free them, maybe the Wookiees could help them move faster or whatever. That could have just been a cool scene to see them fighting side by side.
I can see Chewie sacrificing himself for Han. I cannot see Han doing the same for Chewie at this point, and I think they should have gone, because in my movie they were closer friends, and I think there would have been more of that than what they showed here.
I agree.
But
they escape with the fuel, and L3 dies gloriously.
Yeah.
Which was fine, and Lando was crying over it.
I was disappointed that when they put L3 into the Falcon, I guess I'm expecting, like on Star Trek, that the ship would start talking. Well, I just expected to hear her voice telling them, it's about time you thought of that, and and now just listen to me. I just thought she was going to start talking. Oh, we're going this way. We're going that way. Oh, I don't want to hear you talk. I want to hear her talk. I thought she would. I was really disappointed.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever happened to the other Wookiees that were on that ship with them?
They went their separate ways.
They were on the ship with them.
No,
they were on the Millennium Falcon.
No, they weren't.
Thought.
No, they just.
They
went their separate ways on the planet. Chewie and Han and all them go with the Falcon, and the others. Apparently, there's more ships on the planet, maybe, and they escape or they stay there and chill. I don't know.
And the young one, the little one, looked like Chaka on Land of the Lost. Trust me. Take a look. Land of the Lost.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, so I have no idea what she's talking about. But
reminded me of that.
But it did look weird.
And then the other one, which looked kind of like the Sasquatch commercials guy.
Yeah, the jerky.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're flying away.
Okay, so those aren't. I thought they were on there somewhere.
No,
okay.
They're flying away.
And then.
they have to fight the Kraken.
Oh, that was stupid. I'm sorry.
And then they're in space again.
Oh, fuck.
So there's a giant Kraken in the middle of space, which not everybody hates. I mean, that's fine, I guess, but it just seemed so brief that it was kind of pointless to have at all, because it's like, oh, and then it's gone.
Well, I'm sorry, it's so Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, a lot of things in here reminded her of Pirates of the Caribbean. She kept on telling me, she's like, oh, that guy at the poker table looks like some guy from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes!
The Kraken thing,
gosh,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Did. I forgot. Yes, all those people with...
She's like telling me this as we're watching it. She wanted me to record this while watching the movie, but I can't have my computer out there. It's an echoey room. It would have to be on a table. But so that's why we're recapping it as we go.
Yes, and it's harder for me because as I'm watching it, that's when I'm in my zone.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, so
they get past the Kraken,
well, but yes, yeah. Which they truly shouldn't have with those 1,000 tentacles, and so she just gets up here. You take this seat.
Yeah, move over.
Yeah,
that's what I liked.
Yes.
And then they land on the planet to unload the fuel, and then they meet Enfys Nest again in person.
Okay. And that's when we find out that it's a girl and the tragic backstory for her, right? And all that.
So there's really not that much else to say about the movie anyway. I actually sat here for the last couple of minutes trying to talk to my mom about what else was happening, and she's completely forgetting what happened. And not just forget, she knows what happened, but I know she knows what happened, and if she slept on this, she'd probably think about how bad it was, but she wants to go to bed. She's kind of tired. This took a while. She's got to wake up. This is... we're just gonna kind of wrap this up.
So sorry.
On the next review that I do with my mom, we'll do it earlier in the day so we can get more substance out of this, because this was not as fun. But so anyway, how would you? Okay, so they were going to make an Obi-Wan movie. They were going to, and then they were going to change their mind and do a Boba Fett movie, but they canceled that too. They were going to make one, but then they canceled it.
Oh
so,
God.
Do you want to see any more of these spin-off movies?
God, no. Please, no. Only if they would do a decent one with Chewie.
Well,
and a droid.
Just so you know, Mom, they're going to make a live-action TV show called The Mandalorian. The Mandalorians have the same armor that Boba Fett wears and Jango Fett, but they're different.
Oh God.
Now, people have some high hopes for it, but I'm personally doubtful that it will be good. But there's
silly half-full glass people.
There's chances for things, but I am very doubtful personally. But
I'm
what do you think?
On YouTube people, you guys, you have to save me.
She's referring to Ivan Ortega. Yes. I never showed her Shards of Vader. That would be a good, refreshing thing to show my mom to talk about. It's a 15-minute fan film, a Vader fan film that I think I told you a little bit about this, where the guy invested like $100,000 into making his own Vader fan film, and he has quality better than the entire Solo movie we just watched.
I'm excited to see that.
It's about Darth Vader a little bit. It's like it's to show him transitioning kind of from Anakin Skywalker more into Vader, because they show him as Anakin in the end of the movie, and then he wakes up as Darth Vader, and he's like, that's him now. They're showing him kind of adjusting as Vader to be Vader, like in the suit.
That'll be more interesting. But you guys, yes, YouTube people, Ivan.
Yes,
Ivan.
And by the way, she's patient with waiting for your edit. We're all patient for that. She just she wants to see something really good. So take as much time as you need, because these movies are destroying her. I was gonna do another review of Rogue One with my mom and with The Force Awakens, but at this point, based on this one, I think this would destroy her brain. So we might do one on like the Fantastic Beasts, which are also awful, or Jumanji, or Mary Poppins, or some other one that we can have some type of base on.
Something with the, Ivan stuff. His little redo of that dreadful movie, and his was so good.
I only showed you one clip of it, and the trailer.
It was so good. It was, yeah, that was so good. It made me cry. And I was so glad to cry.
Yes.
That was so nice.
Yes,
No, that was so good.
We want to feel again. We want to have emotion and investment again.
That was so much better. And then whoever did that other Han Solo one that I thought that was how that movie was. I was so disappointed.
I showed her the Han Solo fan film that somebody made a couple years ago, and she thought this was going to happen in this film. But
I was sure that was it. I was just,
I showed you that just for fun, because I showed you The Sith Apprentice and a couple other Star Wars fan films, and I was just showing you a few of them.
So you can tell I was already expecting really good, and look what I got.
Which Disney loves to subvert your expectations, Mom. They love to take your high expectations and shove it into the dirt, and go, that's what you should expect from now on, dirt.
I like watching the talent to see what you guys come up with. That's fun.
That's my review with my mom of Han's Solo, a Star Wars story. Not the most entertaining review, not the most entertaining movie. We'll have some funner ones in the future. This was just too boring to talk about. So honestly, and personally, I'm tired of talking about Star Wars, the sequel stuff, and the spin-off ones they've been doing under Lucasfilm lately and Disney have been so boring, and we've talked about it on live streams so often. I'm about drained myself, so there's not, between the two of us, there's not much substance to grab here. We're talking about this film. So I'm the Rookie Critic. See you guys later.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like, share, subscribe, notify, or comment. You can contact me at the links to social media below.